Hello everybody, my name is Sniping is Fun, and I welcome you all back to a quick little My Thoughts video on a certain Smash Brothers rumor that has come out recently about what is currently the rumor of the final three fighters of Fighters Pass, 2, the DLC. I know there's been numerous rumors since Smash Brothers Ultimate, was in development of who's going to be in the game, who's going to be the DLC, blah, 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 blah. And I know I haven't talked about majority of that stuff. But I want to talk about this one just because it's an interesting three characters they've brought up, and I've mentioned all three of them at some point in my speculation in Smash Ultimate and way back in Smash Bros. 4. I believe I talked about at least two of them. So it's like, and I'm a big Smash Bros. Person here, and I also haven't done a video lately on my channel, sorry. So I wanted to quickly do this little video tonight for all of you Smash Bros. Fans and people that watch my channel out there, so you can kind of get my thoughts on the matter. My thoughts on the fact. But currently, there are, well, to be fair, there's two rumors currently, so I'll talk about both of them right now. So there's technically 5 characters that are being rumored. There's 3 that are in the rumor meal of, like, the final 3 in the Fighters Pass, and then there's 2 brought up that will likely possibly be in the past. So it's like, which one's real, which one's not. Like, all these Smash Bros. Rumors we've had the last couple years, some have turned out to be true, some of them turned out to be false, and even the ones that are true probably are the people that are, speculating and predicting it and putting the rumors out there, probably getting really, really lucky. So, with that being said, let's get talking about these 5 characters. Now, in the actual DLC, the one that rumor that came out, I think this was like mid to late January, just a few weeks ago, what was, perceived to be the last 3 characters were Ryu Hayabusa from Ninja Gaiden, Rayman, and the Doom guy, Doomslayer from the franchise Doom. Now, we have heard all 3 of these characters mentioned in Smash Bros. Rumors before. Like, Rayman's trapped in ice, Doom guy was supposed to be one of the, and Ryu Hayabusa were both rumored for Fighters Pass 1. And stuff like that, and all these other things. But now we're getting the mention of them joining Sephiroth, Min Min, and Steve from Minecraft in Fighters Pass 2. And my thoughts on all 3 of them. Now, let's start with the most obvious one that I really truly do believe at some point, even if it's not Smash Ultimate, it's a future Smash Brothers game, deserves to make it into the series at some point just because of how iconic he is. And that's Ryu Hayabusa from Ninja Gaiden. I've stated this before, both on Facebook, on YouTube, on the Smash boards, on IGN, I believe. I've mentioned this numerous times. I probably even mentioned this in a YouTube video. Between the YouTube videos and the comment section and whatnot, I feel Ryu Hayabusa is one of the few remaining 80s icons in gaming that has yet to be in Smash Bros. We have the likes of Samus and Mario and Legends of Zelda represented with Link and Donkey Kong, and who else? Game & Watch, and we had freaking Pac-Man. And all these gaming icons, all these, and they started in the 80s era of gaming, Street Fighter started in the 80s. A lot of gaming icons from the 80s. And we have yet to get, and Castlevania and, so on and so forth. So basically Castlevania, Super Mario, Legend of Zelda, Donkey Kong, the Game & Watch series, freaking Metal Gear, Street Fighter. I think Fatal Fury kind of started, in the early 90s, late 80s time frame. So it kind of, in the early 90s, it came off the 80s impact. Pac-Man, and all these other gaming icons. I feel Ninja Gaiden is right there with the NES, one of the biggest characters, biggest franchises of that era, of that decade, and not even just in the 80s. There was games in the 90s, there was a reboot in the 2000s, 2010s, some really hard as hell, but super beloved, nostalgic games. And I feel Ryu Hayabusa and Ninja Gaiden is one of the last remaining 80s gaming icons that has yet to be in Smash Bros. Not naming Billy and Jimmy Lee, mentioning, not, naming a few extra choices like Billy and Jimmy Lee from Double Dragon, Bill Reiser and Lance Bean from Contra, Kunio and Ricky from the River City franchise, probably some other Namco arcade legends and whatnot. I think he's the last remaining character to jump in and join Snake and Link and Simon Belmont and all those characters. And let's be fair here. Let's be honest. He deserves it. There's a load of moveset potential. People say, oh no, he's going to be a sword user. But he's a ninja and he has all the ninja equipment like the throwing stars and all the magical abilities you are to pick up. You can mix and match his moveset based off the OG trilogy back on the NES and Super Nintendo and all that, or the new one that started back on the Xbox with the reboot franchise and all the other spin-offs and side games and whatnot. You can have classic Ryu Hayabusa and new school Ryu Hayabusa's costumes, so 4 and 4. You can do the demon arm from the newer games, and also the newer games he has like giant claw hang arms like Vega or a scythe and whatnot, like various other new weaponry, so you can mix old and new and do some really freaking awesome moveset potential. The only ninja like character we have is Sheik, and she's not really super ninja-y, but like she has some ninja aspects to her, being quick and the throwing daggers and whatnot. So to have a more ninja character would be cool, because we don't have a ninja technically yet in Smash Brothers. And like I said, moveset potential. Multiple things you can mix between the classic franchise and the newer franchise. And you can throw in like Dead or Alive stuff, so he can do punches and kicks on top of his sword, on top of the throwing, stars and other ninja weaponry, and the new ninja weaponry like losing the claw hand glove things and the scythe and the demonic arm and all that. You can just mix and match. It'd be a really freaking cool character, and I do think he deserves it. Doom Guy and Doomslayer, I know people say, oh, too M-rated and too mature, but we've had Bayonetta and Joker and, freaking Solid Snake and whatnot. We've had M-rated characters in Smash Bros. Before. Now, I say this in one of my previous, Smash discussions, just a few weeks back, about M-rated characters, and it's mostly Japanese ones, and we don't see Western-based characters, especially we don't see too many Western-based characters in general, but then we don't really see we haven't seen a Western M-rated character in Smash Bros. Even though people were requesting Mortal Kombat and Grand Theft Auto and all that to get in Smash Bros. 2. Doom is like the one Western-based M-rated character I could see getting in, because I know censoring him, like the blood and guts, and that's all that is Doom. Like he's ripping and tearing and bloody and guts and destroying and chainsawing and massacring. Doom. I know, people will probably be pissed. Oh, it's censored and blah blah blah. But you could probably get away with representing Doom fairly well with the weaponry without being too violent. If he still has the weaponry, if it still represents the weaponry of the character and what the Doom franchise stands for, which is just going around kicking ass with demonic weaponry and army weaponry and whatnot. Maybe not going too over the board. You can't, obviously, with Smash Bros. It's for all ages, or E to M characters and whatnot. But you can get away with representing it fairly well. You can have the classic Doom guy, the new Doom Slayer as costumes. Weaponry, you can go I could see not doing the chainsaw, but you could do punching and kicking. You could do the gauntlets. You could do various guns, like the shotgun and the handgun, the machine gun, the BFG. And you could do laser weaponry, all the space alien looking weaponry. You could just make a very heavy, slower, more powerhouse character. And the stage would obviously represent whatever they choose for the stage would obviously be representative of the franchise, not just Doom Guy and Doom Slayer himself. And the music. The music is one of the most iconic game soundtracks ever. One of the franchise with the best music in gaming history of all time. And to have that included in the vast library of Smash Brothers would be freaking amazing. Some of those, at Hell's Gate and everything. I could just imagine doing Smash battles to that music. So yes, I do think, from an iconic standpoint, from a moveset standpoint, it deserves it just as much as Ryu Hayabusa. And then when it comes to Rayman came in during that big 90s mascot gaming era to rival Mario and Sonic and Bubsy and all those other super mascot-y characters. And Smash Brothers does tend to have some fairly mascot-y characters in it on top of non-mascot characters too. And Rayman has stood the test of time. He still gets games, even though we haven't had a game since Rayman Legends back on the Wii U and the PS4 and all that stuff. But he's still making crossovers and cameos and stuff. And then obviously Ubisoft has a good relationship with Nintendo. They did the Raving Rabbids crossover Mario game, Battle Kingdom, Kingdom Battle, a few years ago on the Switch. And Ubisoft is decently supporting Nintendo. So I think from a company standpoint, he might stand a chance, even though I personally would like to see Assassin's Creed probably a little bit more over Rayman, even though he's more iconic and more deserving. I think they might be deserving more moveset potential for that, even though the franchise isn't as Nintendo oriented as Rayman, and even as deserving as Rayman. Even though I think in some point we probably would have both in a future Smash Bros. Series anyway, 6, 7, 8, whatever. Out of the three, as much as I like the Rayman series, he's the least one I'm the most interested in. The one I'm most interested in would be Ryu Hayabusa, and I think he's the one that deserves it the most out of the three. But Rayman, all three of them deserve it, and I do think moveset potential's there, music, stage, and everything, and you could do classic Rayman and new Rayman as costumes and whatnot, and color scheme all his friends and everything as his alternate colors. I think it'd be pretty cool. So out of those three, if those are the final three of the DLC, I will be happy. I mean, it's not some of my most wanted characters. It's not like Sora or Shantae or Travis Touchdown or Phoenix Wright or whatnot, but it's like, yeah, I would be cool with these three. If these three were the final DLC of this Fighter's Pass, I would be super, super cool with it. Now, the other characters that are currently rumored as well is potentially us seeing a Tails character. Either Yuri Lowell or Lloyd Irving from Tales of Symphonia and Tales of Vesperia and whatnot. I do think, and this is one of my other top 5 characters alongside Phoenix Wright, Shantae, Travis Touchdown, and Sora, I want to see the Tales franchise represented. I really do. I think it is a Namco franchise that deserves to be represented. There's music potential, the moveset potential, how iconic of a series it is and legendary of a series it is. That series has been around since the Super Famicom, everyone. And it's still going strong and has a fairly decent Nintendo influence. I really think Tails deserves it. And I know a lot of people say Namco should have Tekken or Soul Calibur as its next representative to join Pac-Man. And I'm like, Soul Calibur is okay. I mean, I'd like to see a Mitsurugi or a Nightmare 2, but it's neither here nor there. I'm not really super on wanting to see Soul Calibur and Smash Bros. Not as much as Tekken or especially Tails. I think RPG characters, and I know a lot of people hate RPG characters because they always tend to be sword characters, but Tails is a franchise. It really deserves being Smash Bros. For music, a lot of potentially cool character choices they could pick from. I know the top 2 are obviously going to be Lloyd or Yuri, and I know a lot of people jump on the Lloyd bandwagon because, Sakurai supposedly said, if Tails ever gets represented, it's going to have to be Lloyd because he's Nintendo or whatever. But, Yuri's, the most popular choice in Japan, and then Lloyd's the most popular choice here in America. It has to be, if anything, this rumor says it's going to be one or the other, but I feel, if anything, they have to do a Richter Simon thing with maybe a small, more moveset change, an echo of each other. But I know that Lloyd uses 2 swords. I think we can see an echo that has a little bit more difference than the standard echoes. So I do feel if we ever get, Tails represented, it's going to have to be Yuri Lowell and Lloyd Irving. So you have the Japanese representative and the American representative, the Western representative and the Eastern representative. If they ever get represented, I don't think you really can go one or the other. Because if you just pick Lloyd, Yuri really is deserving too, because he has just made as much of a big impact on that franchise as, Lloyd is. And you say, oh, but Lloyd's more Nintendo oriented. But yeah, the Vesperia Definitive Edition came to the Switch and is really popular and selling really well. So I'm like, that's also kind of a Nintendo oriented thing, even though Lloyd has had more appearances. To an extent, besides cameos, if we're not counting cameos and everything too. But yeah, it's I don't care who it is. I mean, I personally would probably want to see Lloyd because I think they might be a little bit more original with 2 swords. But Yuri can have his wolf companion. Both of them can have their teammates as final smashes, moveset potential, whatever you want to pick for a stage. There's a load of locations in the Tales franchise that would be really cool for Smash Brothers as stage ideas. And I just think that's my choice. It's rumored. I would like to see that as the next Namco representative. And Namco hasn't got a character since Pac-Man back in Smash Brothers 4. So really, yes, I would love to see, Namco get another character. And I would say Tails is the most deserving. I know Tekken is their big fighting game franchise, and Smash Brothers is the big Nintendo fighting game franchise and big fighting game crossover. So yeah, people would want to see Jin or Kazuya or Heihachi or Harong or Paul or whatever the heck, or Eddie Gordo, and he could just freaking flip all over the place, or King even. But I think that would be better suited as maybe some music in the stage or Mii costumes, and then us getting a Tekken character next Smash Brothers, because I really truly feel that Tails deserves it more. It's an older franchise, a more iconic to an extent franchise, and I would like to see. I think it would be more unique and moveset potential than just picking another fighting game character like Terry, Bogard, Ken, Ryu kind of thing, too. So even though I would love to see Jin or Harong or Kazuya or King or whatever in Smash Brothers. So yeah, Tails, I feel truly deserves it really well. And that's it. That's my thoughts on all the current Smash Brothers rumors. Ryu Hayabusa truly deserves it. One of the last 80s gaming icons. Doomslayer is a big 90s game icon. I really think that deserves to get in. Rayman's a big 90s game icon. During the Mask Guy era, he deserves to make it in. And then Tails with Lloyd Irving or Yuri Lowe or both in some capacity somehow deserve to get in. It's probably one of the biggest JRPGs out there right now that's not named Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, or whatever the heck else, Star Ocean, frickin' Suikoden / whatever the hell, Fire Emblem Pokemon. So yeah, there you go. And this guy and Final Fantasy Tactics, whatever. So yeah, that's my thoughts. I feel all 5 of these characters deserve it at some point, even if it's not Smash Ultimate. I feel they all have their what they've accomplished to deserve to make it in the Smash Brothers. And I would like to, any 5 of them show up, I'll be totally cool with it. My name is Snipers Fun. Peace. Please subscribe if you want to. Have a lovely day, and put in the comment section what you guys think. If any of these 5 characters get in, would you be happy with it, or is there some other characters you want to see? Because for me, it's both. I would like to see these characters. I feel they deserve it. But then there's also the likes of Shantae, Sora, Phoenix Wright, and Travis Touchdown that I want to see too. So yeah, the name is Snipers Fun. Peace. Please subscribe. Have a lovely day. I'll see y'all later.